Yo, what's going on? It's Chris. Today I'm gonna be showing y'all how I make my favorite tofu recipe. It's pretty easy, doesn't require a lot of ingredients, and it's freaking delicious. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so right here we got 2 blocks of tofu, drained, frozen overnight, and thawed. Very important to get the right texture in this meal. A sweet onion, some vegetable oil, and some mushrooms, which are optional if you don't like them, scallions, soy sauce, agave, sesame oil, sesame seeds, 6 cloves of garlic for the sauce. So right here I'm showing my tofu press. Pretty handy tool that really helps with getting all the water out the tofu. You know, helps the tofu take on a more meaty, chewier texture. And as you can see, got a lot of water out right away, which is good. So here I've got 2 blocks pressed, and I wrapped them up in some paper towels, you know, kind of squished them a little bit just to get as much water out as possible. And I'm ready to go, cut it up. So here I stood the tofu up tall and kind of cut it down the middle. You know, it's really your preference, whatever way you want to cut the tofu. Just make sure that all the pieces are uniform, you know, roughly same size, same height. So here I cut them long ways and then just turned it and cut it the other way, just getting nice uniform squares. And here I'm just showing the kind of squishy, firm consistency that you want before you start frying. So now I got some oil in the pan on medium-high heat. Got my tofu in there, starting to begin that browning process. And in the meantime, I started working on the sauce, minced garlic, soy sauce, agave or maple syrup, sesame oil, 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds, and stir it up. Now as you can see, I've been, you know, tossing tofu, making sure it's not burning, getting nice and brown, crispy, and putting tofu on the side that's already cooked well enough. Next up, I cut up the onion long ways and prepared some mushrooms. Here I'm just showing I've taken more tofu out because some of it, you know, finished sooner than the rest. At this point, all of my tofu is done, so threw in some of those sweet onions, you know, on medium heat as well. Just put a small amount of oil in the pan just to prevent burning, and I'm just mixing it up and beginning the browning process here, you know, caramelizing these onions. And after about 7 to 10 minutes, I threw in those mushrooms, just stirring it up here. Just continuing to cook it, get those mushrooms wilted. And at this point, everything is caramelized and ready to go. So I threw in that tofu right back in and proceeded to, you know, mix it around a bit. Now is my favorite moment every time I make this recipe. It's time to pour in that sauce. Listen to this. Music to my ears. After pouring that sauce in, I lowered the heat a little bit, you know, to like 4 out of 10 or so. Just started stirring it around, make sure everything contacts that sauce and absorbs that flavor. And as you can see, it's really coming along now. Just about finished. I put a lid on it here just to help everything marinate. And now we threw in some of those scallions, which is a very important part of this recipe. I think the scallions give it so much flavor. And we're all done here. What do you think? Let me know down below. Had it with some veggies and some quinoa. Super delicious. All right, y'all, it's the next day. I had some homework to do after I finished cooking, so I didn't film the outro last night, but that's it for this recipe. I've got some leftovers here. Like I said, I like to do like a meal prep, so I got plenty to eat this week. Just kind of eat it with some type of grain. Probably make some rice this week with it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to help you. And if you made this recipe, I'd love to hear how it was. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.